Hi. Hello. I'm on the air. Awesome. Welcome to Kevin Rogers' Retribution. I'm probably going to change that name. That's really stupid, I realized. My name is Kevin Rogers. First and foremost, before I start any of the show, I want to thank Michael Shanklin for giving me the opportunity to do this show and for starting this network altogether. This is a pretty awesome thing he's done. And thank you. Thank you for giving me a show. Thank you for giving me a platform to ramble on like an idiot for 30 minutes a week. I really appreciate that. Alright, well, I guess we'll start with introductions. My name is Kevin Rogers. I'm a recent graduate from the University of New Mexico. I have a BA in Strategic Communications, which is Marketing, Advertising, and Public Relations. University of New Mexico is really smart. Instead of putting money into academics and creating more classes and having more teachers, they put money into their shitty fucking football team. So, kind of got the butt end of that. But, it gives me a little bit of relevancy, I guess. Other than that, I'm pretty much nobody. You really shouldn't listen to anything I say. But I'm going to say it. I guess like everybody on this channel, I'm an anarcho-capitalist, I'm a philosophical libertarian, voluntarist. Fortunately, I hate to say it, but I do come from the left end of things. Not necessarily the economical scale. Growing up, I never knew shit about business. They didn't teach you that in high school. They don't teach you anything that fucking matters in high school. Really about economics or politics. You learned that George Washington was an awesome guy, and that we live in the freest country in the world. You don't learn the stuff that matters. So I was pretty unaware until a couple of years ago. But I came out of the left. I'm pro marijuana smokage, and I'm also anti-war. So both those values kind of align with the liberal left. I'm going to admit something that I haven't said in a while. I voted for Obama in 2008. Shit. It feels really weird to say that. I got caught up in the anti-Bush hysteria. I didn't like Bush at all. I voted for Obama. Man, I'm stupid. If you're still with me, thank you for not changing the channel after I said that. About 2010, I realized that Obama was just a cocksucker, a dickhead, that he was a fucking liar, and that everything that I was promised by him was not true. He didn't have a transparent presidency. He didn't try to stop the war on drugs, actually amplified the war on drugs. He didn't leave the Middle East, actually looked for more excuses to go back to the Middle East. And that's when I stumbled upon, like many other libertarians on this channel, the good Dr. Ron Paul. And in 2008, I was pretty unaware, like I said, and I didn't really even pay attention, and I really wish I would have. But around 2010, I really started listening and started paying attention, and the one politician that I thought had fucking any class or anything to say was Ron Paul, and that is what got me to where I am today. I began to look up the writings of Milton Friedman, Murray Rothbard, I began to go on the internet, go on YouTube, look up libertarians. Stefan Molyneux was the first place that I ever heard of the non-aggression principle. Adam Kokesh, who's also on this channel. Julie Borowski, who's an awesome introduction into libertarianism. And over these past 4 years, I've pretty much dedicated a large part of my life to trying to learn the most I can about the non-aggression principle and how it applies to everyday life and how you best can use it. So that's why I am. And what I want to do with this show, getting back to the network, this is crazy. We have almost 12 hours a day of really smart people talking about a lot of issues. So I'm going to try my best not to rehash or rekindle anything that's already been said, any point of view that's already been taken. But I do want to go over topics based around liberty, anything, everything. If you have suggestions, please let me know. I want this show to be about you too. I think that I'm not as smart as I pretend to be, and your input and direction would help tremendously. So if you are watching this show, please write and tell me where I could be better, or tell me what I need to talk about, or tell me what you want to talk about. Alright, first topic of this show ever. I guess I have to address the dumbass name of it, Kevin Rogers Retribution, which is obviously a I was going to say homage, but okay, so everyone knows 3 weeks ago, a man by the name of Elliot Rogers did some horrendous things in California, took 6 lives, a 7th when he committed suicide, and okay, the name is pretty bad. I'm not trying to connect it to that, but what I do want to talk about in that case, I guess, since I had the fucking brilliant idea to name it that. God, that is such a stupid name. I wanted to talk about the real cause, and what I think the real cause of the madness that ensued that day that Elliot Rogers went fucking ballistic and killed 6 people, 7 including himself, and that isn't what everybody's been talking about. The theme and the direction of the conversation that's been going on surrounding this tragedy has been overtaken by some feminists on the fucking left. I don't know how the conversation of hashtag yes all women got started, but I assume that some leftist, feminist, men-hating motherfuckers got on Twitter and hijacked the conversation. And since then, the media, because the media doesn't think, they just go with what's trending. You don't have to be a journalist anymore. You just go to the trending section on Twitter and report about that. You get yes all women trending on Twitter, and then all of a sudden fucking Bryant Gumbel is talking about it on the nightly news. It's bullshit. We as a society allow these radical groups, and leftist feminists are pretty fucking radical. We let these people dictate the direction of the conversation. There's a real conversation to be had from this tragedy, and I think it centers around the FDA. FDA doesn't allow psychologists, psychiatrists, therapists, and although it doesn't really apply to this case, it's still a big thing. Doctors prescribe medicines that they want to prescribe. These people go to college for years and years of their life, study these things, and at the end of the day, they have to go by treatments that some fucking idiot in Washington decides is good. It's bullshit. I don't want to say that Elliot Rogers would have benefited from something like ecstasy therapy, but it wasn't even an option. And it really just speaks to the fact that the FDA does so much more to hurt our society than to help. But we can't have that conversation. We can't have that conversation, because the conversation we're supposed to have after this tragedy is fuck the NRA, and there is an inherently violent culture in society, and it's male-dominated, male-driven, that women are the victims in society. That's what we have to talk about. We can't talk about the fact that Elliot Rogers was in a position where he could go to help. He was in a position where this whole fucking tragedy could have been stopped. It wasn't stopped. It didn't happen, and I want to know why. But we can't have that conversation, because that's derailing from the conversation that the mainstream media have. And obviously, if it's in the mainstream, then we have to respect it and we have to like it, and we can't go against it. So this is the conversation we're forced to have. How do we change it as a society and as libertarians who I think we can see like past this bullshit. Obviously, this isn't an issue of gun control. There's plenty of gun control in California. Didn't stop Elliot Rodgers. This isn't a thing about stricter background checks or limiting of ammo. This is at the root of this fucking shit is what's been at the root of all mass murder ever, and that's somebody who is psychologically unstable, who hasn't got the help they need. Point blank. Think Hitler. Hitler, like, he killed a bunch of people. He's probably some mentally unstable motherfucker that if he maybe would have got help, maybe would have murdered 10, 15 million people. Stalin. He's a mentally fucked up person. Maybe just a little bit of help. And he wouldn't have killed everybody. I know it's a little bit of a stretch and probably doesn't make a lot of sense. But, allowing these crazy people to drive the conversation it just hurts us in the end. So what the left and what the media wants us to do is as males, not be violent towards females and not have misogyny in society. So everything's equal, right? So say that happens and females are getting all the respect they deserve. Females, first thing, if you're watching and you feel this is disrespectful, I apologize. But if you feel disrespected somehow in society based on your gender, I apologize. That's fucked up that you feel that way, and maybe that's something that you need to see, but see something about. But okay, so we get rid of that culture altogether. There's no more misogynist culture. Women are treated more equal than men. Does that get rid of the fucking mass murders? Does that get rid of Elliot Rodgers? Elliot Rodgers doesn't go on a violent killing spree if male society respects female society more? No, Elliot Rodgers just has a different fucking crazy shit brain idea to go and kill somebody about. You guys want to... Not you guys. They want to control the conversation and treat symptoms. I think we, as a counterbalance to the mainstream media's craziness, need to try to drive the conversation into something much more sane and something that will deal with the cause rather than the fucking symptoms. And how do we take the conversation back? I'm asking you because I have no fucking idea. I tried to take the conversation back. I tried to talk to people about this and say, maybe this misogynistic culture that you're saying is the root cause of Elliot Rodgers. That may be a symptom, and maybe the root cause is he was a fucked up human being and should have had a psychologist work with him and be able to prescribe things that the psychologist thought was beneficial to help Elliot Rodgers, not what some bureaucrat allows. How do we how? I don't know. I'm asking you guys. I would like to hear your feedback. If you want to chime in at any time and leave a comment below. How do we get the conversation back to sane, rational things like this? I don't know. But I'm asking you guys, and I hope someone has the magic answer, because we could save humanity. On to the next topic. I have an idea to where I'm going to switch topics, but I'm going to get approved first. This is the test show, so it's probably going to suck for the next couple of weeks. I'm sorry, I've never hosted a show before, but I'm going to get everything going. But next topic. Fuck New Hampshire. Let me give you a little history of my thoughts of the Free State Project and why I have such a hair in my ass about them. I help run a Facebook page called Individual Freedom. If you're on Facebook right now, just type in Individual Freedom. If you're not, go get on your computer and follow us, please. a couple of months ago, I wrote on there, I'm a fan of the Free State Project. I think this is a really good idea in that it allows people to show the outside world that a society built around the non-aggression principle is not only sustainable, it's preferable, it's more efficient than what we're doing now. I think if that was the real goal of the Free State Project, then I wouldn't be on here right now about to say what I'm about to say. But like I said, a couple of months ago, I wrote in favor of them. I said, this is great. This is a great organization, and I think that it's a great idea. And the one quarrel I have is I don't want to move to New Hampshire. I am from the West, and I will never leave the western portion of the United States. I really like it here. Yeah, there's laws I don't like, but trying to say you're the freest state in the country it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. There's no free state. We're all slaves. We're all the same. You think you're free? There's no house nigger in the fucking United States of states. All states are equally out there in the fucking field slaving away. Okay, you got no sales tax. Great. You're still a slave. So, I made the point that, maybe another Free State Project in the western half of the United States would be a good idea. Went really unnoticed, which is okay. And a couple months later, I had talked to some people about it who were in the Free State Project community. I don't know. They're affiliated somehow with the Free State Project, and they were just so. It was such a pro New Hampshire thing. I couldn't really get past the fact that they really wanted me to come to New Hampshire, which is cool. Up to this point, everything's okay, and I don't feel the Free State Project is being hypocritical in any means. And then about 2 months ago, I come across a photo on Facebook of a ATV. Okay, so apparently somebody in New Hampshire was walking through a parking lot and saw an ATV in the parking lot and said to themselves, "Whoa, this is so unusual, I have to take a picture of it." Because apparently in New Hampshire, when an ATV parks in a parking lot, that's a big deal. For those who don't know, an ATV is like an off-road vehicle, a four-wheeler with a roof. In fact, I think this was a Razor. I'm not sure. Anyway, so I wrote something like, oh, sorry. This is my first show, so if I get ahead of myself or I fuck something up, please just bear with me. 2 weeks, and I'll be good. Just let me get this first show out of the way. So, the picture. It's a meme of this ATV in the parking lot, and it has that great Free State Project tagline. It's so witty. New Hampshire. Yeah, it's kind of like that. Like, fuck, really? Really, New Hampshire? You've never heard of an off-road vehicle ever being parked in a parking lot in any other state in the United States other than New Hampshire? Is it just kind of like that, New Hampshire, where they do shit like that? So I said something like, I said, well, I'm from New Mexico, in Albuquerque. I said that's really not that big a deal here. I don't know what the point of this was. And fuck, what's her name? Carla Gerke. Apparently she's a real big shot in the Free State Project. She wrote something like, yeah, but New Mexico doesn't have a bunch of people who love liberty living in the same close proximity. Something to that effect. Which is cool. Like, okay, that's fine. Advertise that. Don't advertise your like rough and tumble and somehow more rugged than every other state, I admit, probably compared to the Northeast, you're a little bit more rugged and outdoorsy, but the rest of the country, come on, dude. It's not good. But that's not my beef, obviously. I'm not going to go after an organization for posting a stupid meme. What my beef is what I got fucking banned for that. I got fucking banned for saying that, hey, wait a minute. You guys may not be the freest state. There are better states than New Hampshire. I got banned for that. Listen, I swear, if I was cursing or anything like that, I'd admit it. I was being pretty civil and lighthearted. I got fucking banned for saying maybe New Hampshire is not the shit. This is where my beef with the Free State Project comes in. The Free State Project, you're supposed to be a representation of liberty, and you're gonna fucking ban somebody. You're going to fucking ban somebody for suggesting an idea. It wasn't a violent idea. It wasn't a pro-government idea. It was, maybe New Hampshire isn't that great. But could that be... What the fuck? Is there somebody in the New Hampshire Board of Tourism that works for the fucking Free State Project or something that you can't fucking say the slightest insult to New Hampshire or you are no longer fucking welcome? It's crazy. It's crazy. And then I found out about the Christopher Cantwell stuff. That Christopher Cantwell was banned from this the Free State, Free Keene. I don't know. Like I said, I'm a nobody from the West. Christopher Cantwell was banned. Not when I first saw that. I saw that first, and I didn't read anything else. And I thought, whoa, he must have went and beat the shit out of Antonio Bueller. Finally, like that finally happened. No, Christopher Cantwell got banned for suggesting an idea on self-defense, on property defense. You're gonna ban somebody for talking about a topic that is fucking crucial to this liberty movement. Self-defense is one of the biggest issues that libertarians are forced to explain on a daily basis. You cannot explain the non-aggression principle without explaining self-defense. And you're going to ban somebody from that. Ban somebody from your organization for bringing up a point. He didn't fucking break the non-aggression principle at all. You're going to ban him for bringing up a point. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. It's not... Okay, and there are some cool people in the Free State. Before I go any further, when I was having all this beef online, which is stupid on my part, fucking internet culture is just... I don't know. But the stupid thing that happened on Facebook where I was trying to say, maybe New Hampshire's not that great. Maybe there's some other states that we could have like a Free State Project too, or maybe something you could throw your weight behind a little bit as well. One dude who was willing to have the conversation was Ian Freeman, and I've seen other videos with Ian Freeman on, and he doesn't seem like he is an apologist for the Free State Project. I think he's a really smart dude that gets the NAP, and I don't think a lot of people in that organization do. So before I go out and say, oh, fuck the Free State Project, that's just the old statist collectivist part of me, I guess, coming out. But I'm not going to say fuck a whole organization based on the sins of a few. But what I will say is whoever is controlling at least the Facebook page, and at least whoever fucking banned Cantwell for suggesting ideas, go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. You're making liberty look bad. This is what this is supposed to be, a conversation about the non-aggression principle. And you can't even have that conversation. You are not even willing to have that conversation because you think you know the fucking answer. Fuck you. Okay? Those individuals who believe that. Maybe not fuck the Free State Project. But that brings us to PorkFest. And the question, who's really getting fucked at PorkFest? Because, okay, PorkFest is, okay, you got 2,000 libertarians going up to New Hampshire, which is awesome. That's great. You're organizing like-minded individuals, but you're organizing them to a fucking lock-picking seminar? You're getting 2,000 libertarians to go learn how to pick locks? We're going to go watch some comedian at Porkfest? I can't even talk about that there may be better states in New Hampshire. How is this comedian going to be fucking funny? You have to be either offensive or at least a little bit crude to be funny. I'm sorry, but comedy, there's a little bit of offensiveness. Clean comedy is not funny. Grown-ups too. Was that shit funny? No, come on. How can that dude be funny? He can't offend anybody. He can't do any New Hampshire jokes, obviously, or he'll get fucking banned. How could that be funny? If you were getting these 2,000 like-minded philosophical libertarians to do something like, I don't know, go simultaneously smoke a joint on the Washington Monument, then I would say, whoa, that's fucking incredible. I would be there. That is something I could get behind. You're getting 2,000 libertarians to come out for a lock-picking seminar. This is why I like the VVN, the Voluntary Virtues Network, because they're doing what Porkfest should be doing. They're actually connecting like-minded anarcho-capitalists, voluntarists, philosophical libertarians, whatever you want to call us, getting us together and having conversations, not having us learn about lockpicking. Wow, that 30 minutes went fast. Again, thank you if you're still with me for participating and listening to my dumb ass. Again, I'm stuttering a little bit and I probably went a little off topic, but next time I'm going to clean it up a lot better. I got 2 weeks. 2-week deadline for me, so next week's might suck too, but next week it's going to be real good, I promise. Again, thank you to Michael Shanklin. Thank you to everybody on the Voluntary Virtues Network who has a show. I've watched them all, and they've been good. I really feel great about this network as somebody who's contributing and as somebody who just wants to learn a little bit more about liberty and the pursuit of happiness. We did not get to my question, and I can just ask this question really quick, and maybe this could be something for next time. If you want to chime in, feel free, please. The one place I would not attend if they allowed firearms would be a bar. I'm choosing myself. I'm voluntarily choosing to not frequent that establishment out of fear of getting shot. I've had this conversation with a couple of my buddies, and I've gotten a couple of different answers. So I'm going to ask you. Maybe we can come back to this next week. Would you go to a drinking establishment if they allowed firearms? Yes or no? Let me know. If you want to get a hold of me directly, I'm on Twitter @FlowShiz. I am on Facebook, facebook.com/individualfreedom. Please follow us. We have a great group of admins over there on the page, and we're always talking about non-aggression principle-based stuff, voluntarist, anarcho-capitalist based material. So follow us. We're good, I promise. We're funny too, and thought-consuming, and heartwarming, and offensive, and we'll make you laugh. We'll make you cry. We may give you a little bit of a boner. That's facebook.com/individualfreedom. Please follow that. You can email me. I am @FlowShiz, FLOSHIZ84 @gmail.com. I know I made that Gmail account and all my accounts like 4 years ago when I was an idiot. You don't have to tell me. And again, one more time, thank you, Michael Shanklin, and thank you for everybody for watching. I'm going to see you next week. Remember, only you can prevent statism. Please spread the non-aggression principle to all your friends, family. They should just know about it. Thanks again for watching. See you next week. Later.